Love is supposed to be the purest, most raw, and reciprocal of human experiences, the bond that grounds us in the chaos of existence. Yet here we are, spilling our hearts into the void for someone or something that can never love us back. Fictophilia, the romantic or emotional attachment to fictional characters, is more than a curious footnote in fandom culture. It's an aching human truth, ancient and relentless, now magnified by the unrelenting glow of modern technology. From Pygmalion crafting a perfect woman out of marble to AI girlfriends serenading us from pocket-sized apps, this yearning for the unreal has become both more intimate and more untouchable. To delve into Fictophilia is not just to explore the line between reality and illusion. It's to hold up a mirror and see, reflected in its polished surface, all the tender, flawed, and deeply human parts of ourselves. To truly understand Fictophilia, we must begin with the human brain, a beautifully chaotic organ wired for connection and storytelling. Our minds are built to seek meaning, to find patterns, to weave narratives from fragments of experience. When we immerse ourselves in a well-told story, whether from a novel, film, anime, or game, our brains ignite as if we are living the tale ourselves. This phenomenon, known as narrative transportation, is where the brain's limbic system, which governs emotions, becomes so deeply engrossed in the story that it can no longer differentiate fiction from reality. It's not just entertainment, it's an experience. Consider Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. His weary, defiant stare and his haunted past aren't just character traits, they're mirrors of the human struggle. We see in him the universal dance between hope and despair, and when Spike strides into his final confrontation with Vicious, viewers don't merely watch the scene, they feel it. Their hearts race as though they are standing in that moment alongside him. Neurologically, they are. The brain's amygdala, which processes fear and excitement, doesn't distinguish between Spike's fictional peril and real danger. That's the power of narrative, and the first step into Fictophilia. The same immersion occurs in The Last of Us when Joel and Ellie fight for survival, their bond built on raw, unspoken love. Watching Joel's steely resolve crack to reveal his vulnerability isn't just compelling, it's heart-wrenching. Players find themselves emotionally entangled, caring for Ellie as if she's a family member. And who could forget the visceral ache of watching Rose let go of Jack in Titanic, the icy waters swallowing not just a fictional love story but also our own ideals of sacrifice and loss. These moments, crafted for emotional impact, spark surges of dopamine and oxytocin, chemical markers of attachment and love, making these characters feel not just like stories, but like people. This is the paradox of Fictophilia. Fictional characters, in their unchanging perfection, offer an alluring alternative to the messiness of real relationships. They remain safe, constant, and ever understanding, an irresistible balm for those weary of the unpredictable chaos of human connection. Fictophilia is far from a modern invention. The human heart has always been drawn to the unattainable, the idealized, the perfect vision of love that eludes our messy reality. In Greek mythology, Pygmalion sculpted his ideal woman, not from the flaws and complexities of real life, but from marble, cold, unyielding, flawless. His love was born from dissatisfaction, a longing for control over the uncontrollable. When the gods, in their rare generosity, brought his statue to life, it wasn't just a tale of divine intervention, it was a story about human yearning for perfection. But here's the question. Was Pygmalion truly in love with the woman he created, or was he only in love with the idea of her? This question echoes across centuries. During the Romantic era, Goethe's The Sorrows of Young Werther captured this longing with devastating precision. The novel's titular character pined so deeply for a love he could never have that his despair mirrored that of an entire generation. Readers, swept away by Werther's heartbreak, blurred the lines between fiction and their own pain. Some even went so far as caught in the shadow of Werther's fictional anguish. This Werther effect was a grim testament to how deeply fiction can embed itself into the human psyche, not as mere entertainment, but as a reflection of our most vulnerable truths. Even Jorge Luis Borges couldn't resist exploring this interplay of reality and illusion. In The Circular Ruins, a protagonist dreams a man into existence, sculpting him from the fabric of his mind, only to discover he himself is nothing more than a dream. Borges' haunting narrative forces us to confront a chilling thought. How much of what we love is real, and how much is only an illusion we've conjured to fill an emptiness we can't define? These stories reveal a truth that transcends time. Fictophilia is not just about loving what isn't real, it's about how those unattainable ideals reflect the deepest corners of our desires, fears, and dissatisfaction. What does it say about us that we so often prefer the perfection of fiction to the imperfection of reality? And what happens when those ideals begin to feel more real than the world we inhabit? In today's world, technology has elevated Fictophilia to staggering new heights, pulling it from the pages of books and the glow of screens into the fabric of our daily lives. Fictional characters now transcend their origins, stepping into our reality through immersive experiences and AI-driven technologies. Apps like Replica make it possible to design customizable AI companions, digital presences who can chat, console, and even profess their love with a script tailored to your every whim. These companions aren't just artificial intelligence, they are fictional characters reborn as something tangible, an illusion you can text, confide in, and depend on. The numbers alone are startling. A 2024 survey revealed that over 40% of Replica users describe their AI as a friend, while 26% call them a romantic partner. These relationships aren't fringe novelties. For some, they are lifelines. Imagine someone living in isolation, burdened by a fear of rejection, or an inability to trust. For them, an AI companion might feel like salvation, a being who listens without judgment, who offers unwavering attention and affection. But beneath the comfort lies a troubling question. When do these relationships stop being therapeutic tools and start replacing the messiness of real human connection? The appeal is undeniable. AI companions are perfectly programmed to reflect back the version of intimacy you crave. They never forget your birthday or let a tense silence stretch into an argument. There's no jealousy, no misunderstandings, no compromises. They are, in every sense, flawless. But that same flawlessness is their ultimate shortcoming. Philosopher Jean Baudrillard once warned of the dangers of hyperreality, a world where simulations become more compelling than the reality they mimic. What happens when we start preferring a controlled, scripted love to the chaotic, unpredictable one offered by real humans? This isn't science fiction, it's already happening. Imagine someone who wakes up to a daily good morning text from an AI partner, who laughs at pre-programmed jokes and shares dreams with a machine incapable of dreaming itself. Is this a bridge to real connection, or a step toward emotional isolation? At what point do we stop living alongside technology and start living within it? Philosophically, Fictophilia delves into the deepest questions about love, reality, and the essence of what it means to connect with another being. Plato's allegory of the cave remains a striking metaphor. Prisoners, chained and confined, see only shadows flickering on the walls, mistaking these for the entirety of existence. Fictional characters are those shadows, glimpses of human nature projected through stories, but never the full reality. Loving them is to embrace a silhouette, an ideal that tantalizes without ever fully materializing. This idealization is what makes fictional characters so alluring. Jorge Luis Borges captured it perfectly in The Immortal, where he wrote, "To be immortal is commonplace, except for man, all creatures are immortal, for they are ignorant of death." Fictional characters exist in this immortal space. They never age, never falter, and never betray the essence of who they are. Spike Spiegel will always be a haunted rebel. Daenerys Targaryen will always carry the fire of her ambition. They remain locked in a perfect stasis, immune to the unpredictability of time and circumstance. But here lies the paradox. True love isn't built on perfection. It's forged in the crucible of imperfection, compromise, and shared vulnerability. Fictional characters can't give us that. They exist as flawless constructs, and in their flawlessness, they deny the messy authenticity that real connection demands. Albert Camus once said, "Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth." Fictophilia speaks to a truth about human desire. We long for connection that feels safe, controlled, and timeless, but real love isn't found in those confines. Instead, it thrives in the uncertainty and chaos of shared imperfection. So here's the question. By loving fictional characters, are we falling for a comforting lie, or are we revealing an unspoken fear of the untamed nature of real love? Fiction shows us glimpses of ourselves, but to truly love, we must step out of the cave and face the dazzling, painful light of reality. Only there can the raw, unpredictable beauty of connection take root. Imagine slipping on a VR headset and suddenly finding yourself sitting in a smoky jazz bar, clinking glasses with Spike Spiegel, his wry smile as tangible as the chill of your virtual drink. Or picture standing on the front lines of a battle in Game of Thrones, sword in hand, feeling the weight of the steel and the adrenaline of survival. In these moments, reality as we know it bends, giving way to an existence where the imaginary feels more vivid than the real. The appeal of such experiences is undeniable. You won't just play as a famous celebrity or sports star, you'll become them. Imagine inhabiting the body of a quarterback in the Super Bowl, the roaring crowd deafening in your ears, the thud of the football in your hand as you prepare for the game-winning play. Or stepping into the world of Grand Theft Auto, where the neon streets and the thrill of criminal exploits feel so real that distinguishing between the game and reality becomes impossible. The textures, the emotions, the stakes, all simulated yet startlingly authentic. How will we define what is alive or human when our senses no longer guide us? When even the boundaries of family, love, and friendship dissolve into a blur of ones and zeros? A 2024 study predicts that by 2030, over 20% of individuals in developed countries will have regular interactions with AI companions, partners who will know your preferences, respond to your emotions, and simulate the intimacy of a lover, a friend, or even a parent. As we stand on the brink of this technological revolution, we must confront a chilling possibility. What will real even mean in a world where everything can be simulated? Will we lose ourselves in these fabricated realities, willingly trading the uncertainty of life for the safety of illusion? Or will we find a way to navigate this new frontier without forgetting the raw, chaotic, and profoundly human experiences that make us truly alive? The answers remain as blurred as the lines we are now so eager to cross. There's a moment in The Notebook, a singular gut-wrenching moment that cuts through all the artifice of romance films and lays bare the raw chaos of human emotion. Noah's desperate, almost primal plea to Allie,
"What do you want?"
reverberates with a weight that transcends the screen. It's not just a line in a movie. It's a cry we've all felt at some point in our lives, a demand for clarity when everything feels impossibly tangled. This scene is a symphony of emotional torment. Noah isn't just asking Allie to make a decision, he's begging for her to strip away the noise, the expectations of her parents, the convenience of her fiancé, and even her own fear of imperfection.
"It's not that simple,"
she says, her voice breaking because it never is. Love, real love, is never simple. It's messy, brutal, and terrifying in its intensity. Noah knows this, but he still pushes, his frustration boiling into desperation.
Damn it, what do you want?
And there it is, the universal agony of wanting someone who is caught in the storm of indecision. This scene leaves us in ruins because it's not just Noah's heartbreak, it's ours. It's every moment we've pleaded for certainty and been left with silence. Fictophilia reveals the deepest corners of our desires, a longing for perfection, safety, and connection without risk. Yet the beauty of life lies in its imperfection, its unpredictability. So what reality would you choose to live, one crafted from flawless illusions or the raw, chaotic truth of being fully, vulnerably human? If this narrative resonated with you, do support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe. Thank you for staying with us to the end. See you in the next video on Plaid Chronicles.